Let's move into our fifth and final main topic today. And our fifth and final main topic today gets submitted to us by Jake from State that's one of my favorite commercials of all time. Jake from State Farm, who writes, khakis. I really liked Invisible Man, and I just read that Blumhouse is diving right back in and doing another classic monster movie with Dracula. I think Blumhouse is exactly the right studio to give the king of all monster movies icons a proper treatment. What are your thoughts? All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, man. And listen, by the way, Invisible Man just crossed $100 million on a $7 million budget. Do not adjust your speakers, ladies and gentlemen. You heard that right. It just crossed the $100 million mark on a $7 million budget. Blumhouse continues to hold an educational class for the rest of Hollywood about how to make movies financially responsible way and still reap huge profits. So good on them. So now they're talking about doing Dracula. This is the story that comes to us from Entertainment Weekly. Destroyer filmmaker Karen Kusama has... What's that? Kusama has been tapped to direct a film about Transylvania's most infamous resident, with Jason Blum's Blumhouse set to produce. Entertainment Weekly has confirmed. The film will be set in the present day, and Kusama's frequent collaborators Matt Manfredi and Phil Hay are penning the screenplay. So what's interesting about this story right now is that apparently, while Dracula is one of the great Universal monster movies, and Universal has been working with Blumhouse quite closely, it hasn't been officially said that Universal is going to be involved in this in any way, shape, or form. That's not to say that they won't be. It's just that the official reports coming out right now are saying, as of this moment, nobody's kind of attached to it outside of Blumhouse. So I got to suspect at some point Universal will get attached in there and brought in to be a part of this. Rob, you hear, I mean, they did such a great job with The Invisible Man. That was wonderful. You hear about them revisiting Dracula now, specifically not pulling a Bram Stoker's Dracula and setting it back in the ages, but it's going to be a modern day take on Dracula. Do you like this news? Does it make you nervous? Does it make you excited? What do you think about it?
Dude, Karen Kusama makes me excited, let me tell you. And I'll tell you why. Before she made Destroyer, and I loved Destroyer. I mean, maybe not is the most fun movie in the world, but I love Destroyer. But I loved even more the movie that she made before that, The Invitation, which I think is one of the best horror films of the decade. And I loved it. So hearing that she's taken this on, I'm very, very, very excited about this. And I think it could be great. I think she's perfect for it. I think Karen Kusama, her career fits and starts back in the day, but to me, she could be the new Catherine Bigelow. Maybe not the visual stylist of Catherine Bigelow, but a female director that is not afraid of taking a look into the darkness. And I think that she's really going to deliver something special with this Dracula. I really do. I heard this news and I wanted to do the Peanuts happy dance, the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, where they're all doing that thing. That was how I felt when I heard this news. I'm stoked. This really makes me excited.
What do you think about the notion of making a Count Dracula film modern day and doing it today as opposed to making a set period piece like, say, Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Well, I love that idea. I mean, I love seeing... one of the really interesting things to me is a lot of the modern vampire stuff that we've seen goes kind of extreme into the fantasy realm. They transform. I mean, Dracula transforms into a bat or whatever, but the idea of some of my favorite vampire movies, Near Dark, Tony Scott's The Hunger, which vampires are clearly in the modern day, but they still have their vampiric powers and all that. I love this idea that you retell Stoker's Dracula now, and yet you still keep the sort of gothic romanticism and the idea of seduction, and I love the idea. I think it's a great idea, and kudos to them for moving forward with this project. It goes straight to the top of my list as one of the most exciting genre films that's being made. By the way, if I dare say, There is a book by Glenn Duncan called The Last Werewolf that would certainly make a great companion piece to adapt if they're going to do their monsterverse. So, yeah, I'm excited.
So a modern Dracula film, maybe with an old world feel to it, and see where they go with that. Listen, to me, it's all about, right now it's all about Blumhouse. For you, it's the director. For me, it's the studio. Blumhouse just seems to be doing such a great job with this stuff right now. It makes me excited. I will admit, I think if you're doing not just a vampire movie, but you're doing Dracula, my first instinct is wanting to see it as a period piece. But I am very interested in seeing what they're going to do, putting him in the modern context. And again, if Blumhouse is behind it, I'm going to trust it. Question is, guys, what do you think about them coming back and doing Dracula set in a modern time frame? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.